girlfriends just don't know when to quit. She kept on nagging and complaining, but that wasn't enough. So then she started pushing and yelling, but that wasn't enough. So I threw her into the door, her head at the handle. Before I pushed her, she had been furious. Now she lay on the ground, whimpering, tears streaming down her cheeks. All I kept thinking was, that couldn't have hurt. I barely pushed her. She barely hit the door. And I kept yelling at her, be a man, just be a man. Don't let the pain bother you, just block the pain out. Forget it ever happened. That's how I did it. My dad used to hold me down while he twisted my arm back. The pain would be piercing. He would twist it until it would almost break. And he would say, that doesn't hurt. Quit complaining. Be a man. So I learned to block the pain out. Toughen myself up. Let myself suffer quietly so I could be a man. In elementary school, I used to beat my friends up. Now, I remember I had two best friends. I hurt them both. It got so bad, my friend's mom came to me crying. She had tears in her eyes, and she said, quit teasing my boy and hurting him. But it was just so easy. He was just so weak. And as if I felt a duty to toughen him up, make him stronger. But he only broke down. He just got weaker. We were in the second grade. As a freshman in high school, I got in the first big fight of the year. On the street, he walked towards me aggressively, ready to fight. I didn't think. I just did what I knew. I took him down. I had us choking him, having him pinned, getting ready to rub his face into the concrete. And suddenly I was pulled back. And while they held me, he punched me repeatedly in the face. I tried to kick him because my arms were constrained, but I missed. He punched me again in the nose. I could feel the blood gushing from my eye. At the hospital, they bent the cartilage back into place. My face was swollen like an orange, and my eye was black and cut open. And my dad? He glared at me like I was the most pathetic person he had ever seen. He kept saying to me, how could you lose? Didn't I tell you never to lose? Never let no one get back up. All I could think of was how pathetic I was. How had I become so weak I would never lose a fight again, no matter what it took. From then on, I never fought fair. It started with baseball bats, then went to knives. I always carried a knife. Some of my friends started carrying guns. I never preferred guns. I could never control my temper. I liked too much to pull the trigger and watch things explode, so I stuck with the knives and bats. I like to feel myself breaking things, crushing things, hurting the people that hurt me, watching people suffer. Now they could suffer like me. And over the years, I became numb. Horrible things happened. I remember when my friend stabbed someone in the back in a methamphetamine rage. Another time my friend smashed someone's head into a curb. There were those that practically got beat to death with baseball bats, and others who were tied up at gunpoint while they pissed their pants. There were those that threatened to kill me, while I begged them on my knees not to crush my face in. kept thinking about my friend when he got his teeth smashed through his upper lip. When my bro got thrown into a glass door. And when my friend had died. I couldn't stand the numbness. I needed to feel something for all the pain I had caused, for all the horrible things I had done. I took my fist and hit my jaw. I would headbutt the wall, punch my legs, break chairs, anything to feel the pain. I just wanted to feel again. One time, I hit myself in the face and gave myself a black eye. When I went to work the next day, they asked me what happened. I said I fell down. I covered for myself. How could anyone understand? How could the abuser be me? I told her to leave me alone. Get away! I can't control my rage! And the next time you slap my face, I could break your arm. The next time you grab my shirt, I could smash your face against the door. And the next time you call me a worthless piece of shit, I could break your neck! Walk away. Leave the room. Just run as far away as possible. Just stop hurting people. How had I become so evil? I finally got to the point where I had to choose to let my hatred die. Because I couldn't stand it anymore. It was time to break the cycle, to stop the alcohol abuse, to stop the violence of my father and my father's father and all the men in my family who had killed in the name of honor. It was time to break the silence, to speak the truth about the abuse, to take responsibility for those I hurt, and
To finally be honest
to
about
finally be honest about who I wanted to be. So, I came clean to those I hurt. I wrote down a list of all the people I fucked over, all the people I robbed, beat, or lied to. And I read this list to my dad. Hundreds of things I had done. Line.
how would I become.
And I wanted to know, how had I become so violent? Where did I learn this violence? I wanted him to acknowledge his role. Instead, he told me I was born evil, and that if I wasn't his son, he would have had nothing to do with me. So, I reached out to other men, and I finally cried. I let all the memories that haunted me roll down my cheeks. I spoke out loud all the disturbing thoughts until there was nothing more to say. Then I began to listen. I listened to their stories. I listened to women talking about being abused and raped. I listened to men talking about being molested and beaten. I listened to the pain in their stories. I could finally see through my own hatred. I could see myself in them. The first time I hugged my dad in my adult life, he almost cried. He said he had never hugged his dad, and he didn't think he would ever hug me again. I hugged him harder, and I told him I loved him. I looked into his eyes, and I said that I was always going to be his son. He said he couldn't believe I was his son. It is time for men to tell their stories. Time for men, Line,
To tell the truth
to
about
tell the truth about being men. To finally heal. To put an end to this pain. so this legacy must not continue. There is nothing to fear. Let the truth of our stories free us from our suffering so that we can celebrate the day when all men learn to love themselves and love each other. The question remains, can we learn to love ourselves?